Hello everyone, welcome to Xylostar new weekly market update with us with Mr. Amidian and Mr. Sam.
After a few weeks of sharp strife in financial markets, the markets decide to take ease in the next movements of its. So let's see where that's going.
Inflation in Canada dropped more than expected, and United Health Group missed the first quarter earning.
Alright everyone, welcome back to another weekly market update from Xylostar. My name is Samer Raslan. I'm a senior technical analyst at the Institute in Dubai. And here we are kicking it off. So to start it off, we're looking at Bitcoin. So as you can see guys, Bitcoin is still holding the fair value as we've mentioned before as in $85,000. And we can clearly see that the market is moving in a downtrend. We have lower highs and lower highs consistent and also lower lows. So there is another trend line here to be drawn. Right, and this actually, if Bitcoin doesn't break above the resistance here at 86,000.5, we might see Bitcoin actually continuing to move below and attempt to break the support of $74,000. And if that happens, probably next target is going to be 69,000. For those who've been in for a long time trading Bitcoin, you guys know that the levels of 69,000 were very strong at the time it was attempting to break it previously, right? And also we are going to speak about NASDAQ. So NASDAQ, as you can see, that was the previous week. This is the current week's anticipation. As you can see, it moved perfectly as we anticipated. So it moved to the resistance before it came back to the support. Now, going to NASDAQ for the upcoming week, we might see a further consolidation, which is going to be inside the trend line and the resistance. So the movement up, we're not looking for it to exceed the trend line. So it'll be forming a shape of symmetrical triangle here with this momentum that will make it eventually look like a bullish pennant. So we might see another attempt and then another retest back to the support, and then we might see a possible breakout in the upcoming week afterwards. So this is about NASDAQ. Now going to Nifty50, right? So Nifty50 actually has done quite impressively. As we have anticipated, it went down and retested the support of 22,000 once more, right? However, from here, we found a huge jump into it and actually broke above the upper trend line of this descending trend, right? So from here, we might see actually a retracement filling the gap in here, right? And also retracing to this support. It was previously a strong support. We're speaking at the levels of 23,000. And then we might see a further continuation to the upside to the resistance of 24,500 or 24,000. So that will be it for the instruments for the upcoming week.
So guys, let's check again the gold market and the Euro USD markets for this week. And as we can see, the gold is stable now and he's like the first price in the historic, and he's hyper bullish as we can see. And another thing, a lot of people are asking when it will be the selling point, when it will be the selling point. Guys, we cannot guess that because the market is going up again and again, and like it's a fundamental reason. This is one. Second, what we can say and what we can agree to it, it's that the market needs to make some retracement, and the retracement it's regarding zone of liquidity. For example, in this market here, we have that bullish trend line, and what we are expecting the market to make some retracement. As we said it last week, he made already the retracement, and now we are expecting more retracement to this order flow zone from here, which is between the price of 3,200 and 3,250. This is our outlook actually, because here we have a nice double bottom and we have as well an order flow that the market needs to take it. Then later he will continue his bullish trend line. This is our outlook for the gold market, guys, and use your risk management wherever you are using your trading. So the Euro USD now, this is the market of the Euro USD in 1 hour, and the Euro USD is consolidating in triangle, which may break down to the downside. Why? As well, because we have upper trend line, and as well we have like this triangle from here waiting for him to break and the retracement and take your selling position till the price of 1.1158 or 11458. So this is our outlook for the Euro USD. And why we are saying this? Because here we have a nice pattern from here, and we are waiting him to get out from this box to went to the downside, because he has this swing lows and this interior liquidity, and it has as well this breakout high, which he needs to come to it again, take some liquidity. And we have this small like 3 drive patterns. If we can see 1, 2, 3 drive pattern, break, make a retracement, and you can go with the sell position, wait for your like order block or wait for your golden zone in the lower time frame, make Fibonacci retracement, and check where the market he can go. So this is our outlook for this week. See you guys next week.
Hello everyone, hope you are doing great. Amir Amidan here. I'm Senior Fundamental Analyst at Xylos, the head office in Dubai. And today we are going to review the last week of the financial markets and how it look for the upcoming week. Last week, financial markets were completely volatile. We saw gold skyrocketed above $3,300 per ounce, and by the way, we saw a huge volatility in the financial markets again, especially in the US indices and the US stock markets. Let's kick it out. UK inflation is to 2.6% in March 2025, the lowest number since October, driven by falling fuel prices and stable food costs. However, inflation is expected to rise again in the coming months due to higher household bills and taxes. On the other hand, we saw a huge drop for the inflation in Canada also. Last week, Bank of Canada decided to keep the interest rate at the same level which was before by 2.75%. Here is the latest statement by the Bank of Canada. As you can see here, Canada ended 2024 strong, but escalating US trade tensions and shifting tariffs have clouded the 2025 outlook. High policy uncertainty is making it hard to forecast economic activity and inflation, prompting scenario-based planning. It was a brief summary about the latest statement by the Bank of Canada. US retail sales jumped 1.4% in March of 2025, driven by a strong auto and electronic purchases ahead of new tariffs. Analysts expect the surge to be short-lived, as higher prices may soon dampen consumer spending. The next chapter is about the Powell. Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, or let's say the Federal Reserve of the United States, he mentioned that the Fed will hold rates steady amid tariff uncertainty. He warned tariffs could rise inflation and slow the economic growth rate. The Fed needs more clarity before adjusting policy. Here it was the last statement of the Powell. From the geopolitical side, last week US-China tensions escalated with new tariffs, spiking trade war fears, and Middle East conflicts flared as US airstrike hit Yemen after Houthi attacks on Israel. Canada labeled China a top geopolitical threat, raising Arctic and interference concerns. For the corporate earnings in the United States, United Health Group missed first quarter earnings due to higher medical costs and cut its profit forecast. The stock dropped over 20%, its worst day in decades. Regarding the Netflix was the other giant company which we got the earnings for the first quarter. Netflix beat first quarter earnings and revenue estimates, boosted by price hikes. The stock rose 2.4% after hours. For the upcoming week, let's have a look also first of all for the economic indicators. We are gonna get the PMI number, let's say Purchasing Managers Index for both manufacturing and services sites for France, Germany, and other countries such as European Union and United States next week. Also, we are gonna get the Bank of England government Bailey speech on 23rd of April at 9:15 p.m. to UAE time frame. As I mentioned earlier, our office is located in Dubai. And also we are gonna get the retail sales number for the Great British Pound at 10 a.m. on 25th of April. By the way, at the same day, we are gonna get the retail sales also for the Canadian dollar. Let's have a look also for the corporate earnings. The most crucial, I think, part of the next week will be the corporate earnings from the United States. We are gonna get some giant companies earnings next week, such as Tesla, Boeing, AT&T, Alaska Airlines, Intel, Google, Alphabet, Nokia, and American Airlines. Do not forget to pay attention for these corporate earnings because it can strengthen the probability of recession, or it can clear these doubts which we are facing currently, especially in the US stock market. Stay tuned with Xylostar. See you next week.
Thanks guys for watching us. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment.